This is the Beaman Report for May 7th, 2014. You've gotta love the experts, especially the Perma-Bulls and Perma-Bears. Well, what are these, you ask? Simply, they're the highly publicized experts on both sides of the market who either have a permanently bullish view of the markets or a permanently bearish view of the exact same markets. The funny thing about these two polar opposites is that if you read their self-published propaganda materials, you'll find that they're the right one. Well, how can that be? How can both be right in retrospect? Well, the answer is pretty simple, and it's often said like this. When is a broken clock accurate? Well, the answer, of course, is twice a day, right? So if we look at that broken clock and say, wow, look how easy it is to predict, it's perfectly accurate twice a day, then we miss the fundamental point that there is nothing going on except for the natural time sequence of the day that just happens to hit those two times on a 12-hour clock cycle. Well, many of the prognosticators who live in the permanent bear or even the permanent bull space are no more predictive than the broken clock. The public media is filled with people like Peter Schiff, Mark Faber, and others who have since the days of about 2010 been calling for a major meltdown in the markets. Here's the ironic part. They've been dead wrong, and if you had listened to them tell their tales of doom and gloom and believed it to the point of making your investments match their bearish prognostications, you would have missed the biggest run-up in stock prices we've had for a very long time. But you can rest assured that at some point, some unknown point in the unknown future, the markets will decline, and perhaps even significantly. When this happens, of course, these Perma-Bears will be screaming from the mountaintops, "See, I told you so." Well, really? They didn't predict anything. They just took a permanently scary view to get media attention, and even perhaps on the more cynical side, maybe to help out a sponsor who happens to sell gold. Now, by the way, Perma-Bulls are just as bad. They'd have you buy whenever you call them. Markets are up, ride the wave. Markets are down, great time to buy on that dip. The problem, of course, is that many people buy into these ideas. Why? Well, first, it plays into our natural fears of the unknown future. Second, it often plays into people's political beliefs. If they don't like the policies of the current administration, people will frequently and almost secretly hope for bad things to happen. Third, it's easy to believe someone when they have a doctorate, as does Mark Faber, and he even speaks with a Swiss accent to boot, so he must be intelligent, right? Now, I'm not trying to be silly or sarcastic, but that's a fact. People give undue credibility to people's presentations, personalities, and often the letters that follow their name. Successful investing is not about being right twice a day, but rather about being a little right many, many times a day. The point being, the numbers are what should drive your investment strategy and your investment tactics, not the emotional sway of people who may have a vested interest in seeing you become overly pessimistic or overly optimistic. And by the way, when a significant decline does happen at some point in this unknown future, let's call it a crash, you certainly will watch this Beaman Report get discredited because the Perma-Bears will come out and say, "See, I told you so." Well, the clock must have come full cycle.